more than a home.
Of Airbnb
Is benefiting from that. That is Airbnb.
Airbnb says it will unlock new economic opportunities.
Imagine being able to travel anywhere in the world and stay in a stranger's home. Sounds risky, right? The place might be nothing like what was promised, or it might not even exist. Well, that's what everyone thought, until Airbnb forever changed the way we understand hospitality. In this video, we're going to break down how Airbnb became a global platform using a collaborative digital model built on community, trust, and platform science. This wasn't luck, it was strategy, and today we'll explain it step by step. It all began in 2007 in San Francisco. Two industrial designers, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, had a very common problem. They couldn't afford their rent. That same weekend, a major conference was taking place in the city, and every hotel was fully booked. So they thought, what if we rent out space in our apartment with air mattresses and breakfast included? And that's how AirBed Breakfast was born. That's simple. No app, no instant booking, no algorithm, just a very basic website, a long name, and one clear idea. Connect people who had extra space with people who needed temporary lodging. That was their first validation. They got 3 guests who paid $80 a night for the experience. It didn't just help them pay rent, it also revealed an unmet need. For Joe and Brian, it wasn't just about money. They wanted to create human connections. They made breakfast themselves, sat down to chat with their guests, and realized that feeling at home doesn't come from fancy buildings, but from how you're welcomed. Later, Nathan Blekarczyk, a programmer, joined them, and they built the first official version of the site to launch the idea to the world, though at first, no one used it. They were ignored at multiple events, even handed out themed cereal Obama O's and Captain McCain's to get the attention of investors. Yes, they literally sold boxes of custom cereal to fund the first few months. That level of creativity, humility, and persistence is what made all the difference. Today, that little air mattress experiment is worth over $80 billion. But it all started with a personal problem, a simple solution, and 3 people who believed they could share more than space. An experience. This first MVP, minimum viable product, had no app, no algorithm, no social network, just air mattresses, waffles, and one clear idea. Affordable lodging was in high demand, and they could meet it. But an idea alone isn't enough. As explained by the lean startup theory, the key is to validate fast and learn even faster. Airbnb did this by focusing on something fundamental: trust. How do you make a traveler feel safe sleeping in a stranger's home? With digital reputation, public reviews, verified profiles, professional photographs, clear cancellation policies. And that's not all. Airbnb is a textbook example of a multi-sided platform, connecting 2 groups that need each other, hosts and guests, achieving a quick balance between supply and demand. They pulled it off with an intuitive interface and user-centered design. With a solid foundation, Airbnb secured support from Y Combinator, one of the world's most influential startup accelerators. Thanks to its clear vision and asset-light model, no need to own any properties, it attracted investors and scaled quickly. The key to growth? Social media and network effects. The more users joined, the more valuable the platform became for everyone. Each new host or guest improved the experience for the rest. Plus, Airbnb made data-driven decisions, from which photos generated more clicks to which cities to prioritize. They went from a simple lodging website to a global distributed community with no hotels but millions of available rooms. But Airbnb didn't stop there. Once it was established as the leader in P2P lodging, it launched Airbnb Experiences, where you can now book anything from cooking classes in Rome to photo walks in Tokyo. They even explored areas like career mentoring, long stays for digital nomads, and tools for professional hosts. And the most impressive part, they did all this without losing their core values of community and trust, updating policies to adapt to local regulations and global shifts like the pandemic. In 2020, when the world came to a standstill due to the pandemic, Airbnb faced its biggest crisis. Travel stopped. Massive cancellations caused chaos. In just a few weeks, the platform lost 80% of its bookings. The end? Not even close. It was a trial by fire. Airbnb reacted quickly, introduced flexible refunds for affected travelers, provided direct financial support to hosts to keep the community going, adapted the platform to promote long-term stays, focusing on remote workers and digital nomads, raised cleanliness standards with verified health protocols and visible certifications. They also invested in technology to automate processes, improve customer service, and reduce costs. They even launched inspirational campaigns promoting local travel and the value of feeling at home wherever you are. Thanks to this agility, Airbnb didn't just survive, it emerged stronger, with a more resilient and diversified model. Once again, they proved that their true asset wasn't property, it was their community. Like any fast-growing company, Airbnb hasn't been free from controversy. One of the most sensitive incidents arose when guests began reporting hidden cameras found in their rentals. Tiny, camouflaged, sometimes even concealed in smoke detectors or fake chargers. The situation sparked media outrage, shook user trust, and forced the platform to take urgent action. So how did Airbnb respond? It updated its privacy policies, requiring all cameras to be clearly disclosed and placed only in common areas. It completely banned cameras in bedrooms and bathrooms. It streamlined the reporting process and implemented real-time scanning and case tracking technologies. It also started training risk detection algorithms and carrying out stricter audits on hosts. The company reinforced its 24/7 support system by launching a specialized channel for reporting serious incidents. This episode showed that while digital trust is powerful, it's also fragile, and maintaining it requires more than just tech. It demands ethics, vigilance, and commitment. Airbnb knew how to take responsibility, apologize, and evolve. Today, while isolated cases still occur, just like in any industry, reports have dropped significantly, and Airbnb's safety system is considered one of the most robust in the sector. Airbnb didn't just create an alternative, it reinvented an entire industry. For decades, traveling meant choosing between impersonal hotels or expensive accommodations. But Airbnb offered something different: authentic spaces, local connections, unique experiences, flexible prices, and most importantly, personalization. Today, you can sleep in a Nordic cabin, a tiny house in the woods, or a beachside van. Hospitality stopped being a product and became a full experience. The hotel industry, once dominated by massive chains, had to adapt. Many even copied features from Airbnb, like digital self-check-in, experience integration, or extended stays. Airbnb went from being the unexpected guest to becoming the new standard of modern travel. It redefined how we move around the world, how we trust strangers, and how we share what we have. It's not just an app, it's a living network of millions of people who opened their doors and their stories. Airbnb showed us that you don't need to own hotels to disrupt this market. That the key isn't controlling properties, but building platforms that connect people with purpose. And most of all, it reminded us of something essential: that home isn't a place. It's a feeling you can find in any corner of the planet. This is how, Air Mattress by Air Mattress, Airbnb forever changed the way we travel, and maybe even the meaning of home. If you enjoyed this case study, subscribe to discover more business stories that change the world.